Welcome to A Quest for Metal, and welcome to the top 10 albums of April 2022. It's always the best time of the year because we get to see what albums are the best. And for this month, it was actually quite hard. Not because there was so many, because there was so many great ones, but there wasn't loads that stood out. But I've managed to find 10, which I think, are pretty amazing. Might end up on the end of the year list, but a lot of the others that I've listened to have just been pretty standard. But if there is anything else that I've missed off this list, pop down in the comments below, because it's always interesting to see new stuff. So, you know how it goes? Also, pop down what you think of my list, and what you would have as the top 10 albums of April 2022, and let's get started. So first up, number 10 is Vimur with Transcendental Violence. Let's go. So right off the bat, the album cover instantly got me into this album. Like this kind of space lion shooting lasers out of his mouth. Like what? What is going on? This is insane. And the music is also pretty insane as well. Quite technical, very cool black metal, just intense as all hell. Fun, one of the most fun albums I listened to all month. And it definitely helped with the album cover because it instantly got me into them. I was like, and maybe you could have passed them off on Bandcamp, but I saw that album cover and I was like, come on, it's a space line. It's like Aslan in space. How is it not going to be awesome? And luckily, it was awesome. Next up we have T.Rookie with Marako. T.Rookie, probably said that wrong, but let's give it a listen. Now this is some French Polynesian black metal, which is very different, very new, and very unique. It kind of feels like alien weaponry or like a Gojira gone black metal, and it works so well. The riffs are better. In fact, I'd probably say it's better than Alien Weaponry, this album. Oh my god, like the riffs on here are amazing, catchy, you'll be tapping your foot all throughout the songs. Very unique and very catchy of a black metal album, and it's something that you don't hear a lot of, so it was a breath of fresh air on this list, and I thought it was awesome. Next up we have Tumbol with Acceptation, Sepulcrale, which took me a long time to say that, so yeah, there we go, and yeah, let's give it a listen. This is the first album in the Tumbol project, and it's so good. If you like atmospheric black metal, then this has to be on your radar, and this band has to be on your radar as well, because it's so serene, so beautiful, and so bleak at the same time. You know if you like it. It's peaceful as hell, but also depressing as anything. It's just my cup of tea. So I love it, so it's coming here on the list. Next up we have Azab with Summoning the Cataclysm. Let's go. Now this is the debut from this Pakistan death metal band, and yes it rips, yes it fucking rips. Hell yeah, when I saw like the zombies on the album cover, I was like, yeah, this is gonna be good. I didn't know it was gonna be this good, because death metal's had a good month, this month, because there's a couple more we'll get to, and this is definitely one of the highlights. For like a debut album as well, this is just fantastic, it's phenomenal, and I can't wait to see what they do next, but for me, this one's, one of the best of the month, so it's coming here. Next up is Meshuggah with Immutable. Meshuggah is back. Didn't quite know where to place this one. I've been enjoying it a lot, but it's not something that I've been binging as much as some of the others are on the list. So that's the only reason it's a little bit lower, but I still love pretty much all the songs on here. The only complaint is that maybe it's a bit too long. I don't listen to it in full. I listen to chunks of it at a time, because it gets a bit too much, whereas I can listen to like black metal and death metal like all the way through, but with this, for some reason, I just can't do it all the way through. I've never done a full... I've not listened to it all in full yet. It's always been chunks. Like the last end I'd do a chunk of, the first end I'd do a chunk of, but it's always been great. Great for workouts. It's Meshuggah, you know if you're going to like it. Those genty boys are back. You'll be bouncing around, trouncing around. It's great. I love it. Maybe in a year, it might take me to fully get into it and say it's like the best. But at the moment, I think it's great. But it's not quite top tier. So it's coming here. Next up is Undeath. It's time to rise from the grave. Undeath are back after the previous album, which everyone says is like the greatest thing ever, which I was on the fence of. Thought it was pretty good. This one, I much prefer. I much prefer this one. I gotta say, I just feel like the riffs they're just riffier. They're riffier. This is death metal again, and it just pounds you into dust. This is just no nonsense, straight up death metal. If that sounds good to you, then this album is good. Because the first album was great as well. But this one, I think this one's just even better. So if you love the first, you'll love this. If you love death metal, you'll love this. It's Undeath. It kicks ass. Next up, some more death metal. What's going on? It's a very death-heavy month. But we have Epitaph with 2. Now this is different. This is very different. This is an atmospheric death metal band. Yep, that's right, atmospheric death. You know from the album cover, it's going to be pretty atmospheric. Kind of looks like a kind of, I don't know, like Bell Witchy, funeral doomy, atmospheric black metal band style album cover, and it just works so well with the death metal. You have the brutality there, but also the beauty, and mixes them in perfectly. You know, it has Bella and the Beast. It's great. Long songs, beautiful passages, harsh vocals, heavy parts, riffy parts. It has it all for you. So does that sound something interesting, kind of in line with Blood Incantation, stuff like that, then yeah, give it a shot, because breath of fresh air, another unique style album and band, so I loved it. So number 2, we have the latest by Mizmor, and it's a split with Thou. It's called Myopia. So this latest split by Mizmor is phenomenal. I could have easily put this number 1. It probably will be in my end of the year list. It's that damn good. Now this is funeral doom, black metal, sludgy. It's all these genres mixed together, just like Epitaph. Long songs, a lot of them are 10 minutes long, 9 minutes long. Beautiful passages, but also just have these kind of just heavy moments within. The vocals, shrieky, just haunting, kind of mixed in with the background. Atmosphere up the ass. I wasn't a big fan of the last Mizmor album that they did, but all the ones before that have been fantastic. But this one, yeah, this one's one of the best. And Thou, they just kick ass. The sludgy as well. It's one of the best of the month, and it's easily coming here at number 2. So number 1 was set in stone as soon as I heard it. As soon as I heard it, it was set in stone. And it is something I'm going to have to read. It's Marasmaelia, Made in Malta. Let's go. So this is probably in running for album of the year for me at the moment. Fighting with Amorphous and Immolation, and I think I might prefer this one at the moment because it's black metal, but it's that kind of melodic, atmospheric, folky black metal that I love. And unlike Mizmor, which is a bit more doomy, dreary, this one is just full of just melody. This one has melody like you wouldn't believe. It's kind of like a Windir or an Ulva. If you like bands like that, give this one a try. Or Agalok or anything like that. If you like anything like that, I think you'll love this. Because the folk parts, the melodies within, it's just beautiful. It's catchy as all hell. Probably one of the catchiest albums I've heard all year. And I loved it. It's 10 out of 10. Easily my favourite album of April. So that was my list. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let me know down below what's your favourite, or if you've heard any of these. Let me know and we'll see you again on another Quest for Metal.